Dear Lord, we are gathered in your name to quest and seek answers. Guard us. Amen. In God's name, with God's direction, the body will assume its natural forces now. Dear Lord, please protect all entities present from all negative influences, regardless of source, and give us the answers we seek through this inquiring mind, through the manifestations of truth, intelligence, wisdom, and love. Amen. Please clear the mind and inform me when the mind is clear.
Gained modulation completed.
Thank you. I ask that you please monitor and maintain the mental, emotional, and physiological responses of the vehicle, please.
Direction acknowledged.
Thank you.
Am I on? Okay. Do you have any opening comments for this particular grouping at this time?
Indeed. The comment here we have that the perception of mankind need that of an expressive enlargement to self, to comprehend and understand the totality of being here. Mankind here has placed themselves into that of the separation of thought, separation of body consciousness, levels of consciousnesses. See therefore individualism not that of the symbiotic state of existence. We here that do here speak same here, say to selves, mankind is not separate from, but indeed here symbiotic to all that exists. It is indeed here the thought here that would be put forth, that indeed one be not separated from that which you term is God consciousness. So it be. Cellular remembrance in body form is not restricted to that of the body itself. Also to understand there is not that here separation here from self to others, mankind. It is all created into that basis here, a continuity of flow, of that of symbiotic states, and as well here, one do not here comprehend the totality of self. In that of the beginnings, comprehension of beginnings, concepts of time, all do come from that of the original thought form, indeed projected through ourselves into your realities. All things here be projected through, by, within, without, consciously, subconsciously, alternately into other realities. Self do here exist in all dimensions, all times, all places. So it is. There is not that of beginnings, ends, simply infinity. So you yourself are infinite in all extremes. So indeed, lift your vibration, lift your thought form. Do not become that which be termed gross beings here. Raise your vibration, your consciousness. Be that which you are. Be all. Be infinite. Open for query.
Okay, I would ask that wherever you deem it applicable, could you please give us a relatively detailed answer to the questions?
Directly acknowledged.
Could you, since many of the people here do not have a history of knowledge of this particular vehicle, could you give us some understanding as to what the purpose is of the crystal skull?
This is contradictory information. Vehicle be that of form to which same do speak.
The receptacle.
Indeed, that referred same, crystal skull. Indeed, such indeed here be that of the creation of that of here which be beyond comprehension of selves, higher form, higher thought, higher concentration, that which you would term pure intent, pure in spirituality. Indeed, such here created to that of mind and fabric, is indeed here created to that of thought form, from that of a very large crystal state, to that of the processes here of sand, hair, mind, projection, implanted into such as that indeed here of 11 minds, others subsequent thereafter. So indeed here what you have is that of the thought forms of 11 extremely highly, very developed, beyond your comprehension, infinite in all aspects. It is that without emotion, therefore it is, and therefore indeed non-biased. It simply is. Be this of understanding.
Could you give us some understanding as to how it was that they put the information into the crystal skull?
Will attempt, perhaps beyond comprehension. So indeed thought is, therefore it is existent It is vibration. It is therefore, you see, concrete in a reality. Thought indeed here is projected, as you would here think in that of thought forms. So your thought exists forever. It is infinite, have no past, no future, but is. So indeed thought forms here be impressed, projected, implanted into the very vibration of the crystalline state itself, that referred skull. Representation of skull represent that of intelligence. The head hold that of the brain, therefore intellect, therefore knowledge. It is simply that of a symbiotic state of indeed here that which you term symbols. So indeed here such be symbolic of that of the intellect of man. So therefore impressed in such configuration be this of understanding.
Could you also comment for us a little bit about who the 11 entities who originally programmed it were, and what was their original, what was it about the world at that time that made them decide to undertake this?
Give what can. Indeed, time period here in that of the Atlantean period, disruptions in that of earth plane, progress of mankind, stagnation here, turn to that of here physical form, turn to that of here manifestation of physical realities, conflicts, much disruption here, therefore indeed requirement of that of direction, symbol with which one could follow, understand, access, and required information, that which be impressed in such here, of that of life form of vibration here, higher than that of three-dimensional vibration, consolidation of such into that which you term ninth dimension, perhaps beyond comprehension of all. Indeed, all that it was, having that of here the consolidation, and indeed here symbiotic states of all dimensions. So indeed here such be impressed within that of skull, so knowledge be broad of base, have that of here configurations beyond comprehensions of infinity itself. It simply is. So indeed those which existed in all dimensions simultaneously, without limit, be this of understanding.
Okay, one more general question here. How can this crystal skull best be utilized by mankind at this point in time?
Indeed, through that of love consciousness, through here recognition of such is that what mankind would understand to be the energy force of self. It is the life force. Life force is love, is knowledge, is comprehension of knowledge, is placing knowledge into action, is indeed knowledge here presented into that of physical manifestation, and therefore direction for self. Do indeed here understand that that which be in skull be within self. There is no here separation of such. Therefore that of the high vibration of skull can be added to that of self, indeed to assist self, to raise vibration of self, consciousness of self. Therefore indeed one bring to that of self love consciousness.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the audience at this time? Questions? Okay.
Anything impressed on the skull about the daily life of the Atlantean masters?
The question was, is there any information impressed within the skull about the daily life of the Atlantean masters who programmed it?
All things so impressed.
Is there anything you would like to reveal to us at this time?
What would you like revealed?
Could we have some understanding of their religious concepts?
Indeed, a concept here that all that is. There is not that of concept of negative, positive. Your concept, good, bad, evil, do not exist. All things in that of a symbiotic state. One cannot exist in that which you term positiveness, lest there be balance of that which you term negative. Therefore, indeed, all things are positive, even that in your concept termed negative. Therefore, indeed, all things are. Therefore, since all is, it is good. It is positive, it is beneficial, even that which you term negative. Therefore, indeed, the concept, good in all things, has been carried forth in mankind's concept. Perimeters here go beyond that of here normal, everyday understandings. Indeed, that which you would term here belief in concepts, or indeed all things are equal. Not all man be equal, all things be equal. All things be here of that of original. Therefore, all is equal.
Thank you.
Okay. Could you tell me where did the crystal skull originate? How is it formed, and how old is it?
Originating out of the original very large piece of what you term, understand, quartz crystal. Indeed, first placement in that of Earth's pre-Atlantean, indeed Mayan existence here as well. Come into here, form many shapes. Concept of time here, differential here. Could be here, was in many places simultaneously to your understanding of such. Indeed, in same here, such was created to that of thought form. Time period here, roughly, approximately, to your understanding, 81,000 years ago, to begin such. Completion in and about, time frame, 25,000 years in your time.
I'm interested in finding out if the skull was used for healing and the mechanical process.
Indeed. The skull is used for that which you term healing, through that of the motivation of love, such as here through that of the energy form of self. The body, physical, as you understand such, is energy. Energy here in that of a solidified form, which you term molecular structure. It vibrates. Every cell within body have vibration. Therefore, indeed, vibration of skull, same here. Do attune to same in that of body here. Raise vibration to that which is inhibited, bringing into that of state of balance, harmony, that which you term normal state of being. Enter through that of chakra systems, body meridians.
Hi, the skull we have here now, what was its original name in the original tongue of its makers?
Clarify query.
What did the entities who originally programmed the skull have a particular name for it in their language?
Negative. It is. Name reference here, place limit upon such. Have not a requirement of such. Configuration similar to that of priest.
Are there any eyes for this skull, and what is the key to using the eyes?
The eyes are there, not seen with physical eyes. They are there. They view into that of the body form of self. It is through such that indeed be windows of perception in your concept of such. See into self, see into that which you term concept time. See into that which be here realities beyond even your comprehension. They view, they see, they are there.
Two questions. Do you have a connection with the Great Pyramid at Giza?
Vibration similar.
Are there secrets within it that are yet to be revealed?
Most definitely. Mankind have not comprehension of level to indeed access such at this time.
I read somewhere that, first of all, I'd say greetings, and I read somewhere that there was a skeleton that was constructed as well as the skull. Is this true, and could you elaborate on it if it is?
In complete form, yes, there was such. It was created here into which that what you term same skull would be placed upon such. It was here simply through that of the symbolic nature of indeed the body form. It was non-required. Much of such here is now no longer in existence.
Is the skull from a Mayan complex called Ra, and is the intent of the information service to all?
Intent of information is service to all, service to mankind, service to that which be beyond mankind, earth, to other realities. Origination here, again, in concepts of time, non-expressible. Indeed, several places, many places, all places.
You described that the planet would be covered in darkness and there would be 7 centers of light, Southern Ontario being one of them. Could you tell us the others?
give two more, Australia, southern portion, present reference, Mexico, will change.
With regard to the destruction of Atlantis, can you give us any information or helpful advice for the world at this time in which we're in?
Give much. Mankind seldom listen, however. Understand that indeed here, all minds here are interconnected, one to the other. Therefore, indeed, where there is one, and that of the thought is peace, the thought is indeed love, compassion, so it be expressed and received by others. If that which you term large groupings, entities, come together in body form, formation of singular thought, be very positive, so indeed the consciousness of countries can change, can alter, present progression of man be towards that of destructiveness of self. Therefore indeed, better program here to that of mind, change, alteration, that which you term peace in your concept, express, be, exist in that of a format of love. No, there is that not here of difference in that of man, only in the culture.
Yes, we hear a lot of things about Atlantis, that it was a very advanced civilization, and many of us have memories of being there. And since then, we've also been on the planet many times. So at this point, it seems like we're completing a major phase. And I just want to know, on a mass consciousness level, have we come any further on a soul level?
Most definitely. Consciousness of that of earth, individuals in such, dwelling therein, thereon, thereabout, throughout, have raised that which you term consciousness level to that of a higher state of being. However, requirement is higher for that of future. Path here now be in approximation to equal towards choice of direction.
In the pictures, the photographs that we've seen of the skull, I've seen reflections of a child, a high priest, and Jesus, and when his mouth was open, when the jaw was open, I saw a reflection of a spaceship. Was that the craft that he came in, that he came to this earth in, and if not, then why would that reflection be there?
Need clarification. He.
It. The skull.
Same. Indeed so. Thought of such came in same.
Uh-huh.
Original crystal state. Transverse and such.
And the information that is in the skull for mankind, what information?
Just clarify, expand.
What information is in the skull that is for mankind that we need
all
to
information,
hear?
All that which is here of benefit for
then
profession
may we
of
hear
self.
some, please?
All that has been given is same. Require clarification.
Greetings. I've been told that the skull's vibrations calls people to it. Could I have a comment as to why we particular people are here today? Were we called by the skull to be here? Do any of us or all of us have a past connection with the skull? And are there any comments on if any of us have a future connection with the skull?
Individuals were called to same. That of here the vibration, the consciousness of selves, was indeed here similar to vibration of that you term skull, same here. Such indeed here emanate that of love, compassion, those that hold such within selves, for others, be drawn to such. Those that have understanding, comprehension of that of compassion, that which you term balance, harmony, be drawn to such. all present have interactions with same is at present in that which you term past through that of vibration of consciousnesses, non-separation of such. The vibration here affects individuals, your concept of such entities, on that of subconscious levels at all times. So indeed, many will have that of interactions with such in your term time, past, present, and future.
Should we continue with the space program to leave the planet, or?
Yes, definitely, affirmative. Move forward, move outward. Intent, however, require that of redefining.
Could you comment a little bit on how the intent should be redefined?
Exploration probability factor at present show that indeed mankind explore to conquer, to conquest, to take control thereof. Therefore intent is not to do such. Need alteration to that of here, reaching out, balancing, interacting, choosing here, that of here, symbiotic state.
Was the programming done through language or some other means?
Yeah, through thought. Language be irrelevant.
So then the readings could be done in any language?
Affirmative. Depend on what you term vehicle. Accesses through brain function, implant in cellular remembrance. Vehicle dependent upon that of language the same.
How did the crystal skull get to where it was eventually found?
Indeed, through that of here, this position of Atlantis here, such to here, in that of here, understanding of same, annihilation, individuals here migrate from such, take therefore indeed with same. Use such here for that of the beginning building of other belief structures, influence of that which you term natives, etc. Such access for same, for uses of such.
Any other questions in this area?
Are there people living on other planets right now, or other galaxies?
Affirmative.
Could you tell us which ones?
All. We'll elaborate. Vibration is different. You do not perceive such because of that of alternate vibration. In that of your planetary system, as you know such, in same of all planets, there is existence. Vibration is different than your own, not perceived by human eye, not perceived in your dimension. You are third dimension. Theirs is different.
What is or were your cities? Our cities are stone, concrete, steel. What were your cities?
Crystalline thought form, simulation of products through that which you term nature. Attempt to explain. Consolidation here, rock formation, natural. Alterations to that of wood forms, naturally here, altered through vibration. Not dead, living, crystal states, synthetic in some form. Unknown element to yourself, similar to plastics of today.
Can anyone communicate with the skull through telepathy at any distance?
Affirmative. There are no limits. Limit only in perception of mind.
Okay. I've got a couple of questions. First question is, are some of the people on this planet descended from aliens? And the second one is, are some of the so-called aliens who are currently coming to our planet descendants of the Atlanteans who colonized other planets?
Affirmative. Most definitely, comprehension limited here. There is non-separation. If you are infinite, therefore you are in all dimensions. Yes, indeed, many of that which you term earth in your concept of such come from that of other realities, having interplayed in such. Original here, that which you term earth, penal colony, other planet.
What destroyed you here on earth so that to us there seem to be no physical traces of your presence other than the skull? What made it so complete?
Our other traces have not yet been discovered. Some have, not recognized as such. It was choice, therefore vibration change. All things alternate. Crystal substances here emanate large vibrations, high frequencies. Such and same here disintegrate, alter, change.
You had a question? Excuse me.
If the skull actually in the form of a skull, is it a transformation of energy into that form so it's recognizable by humans?
43.8% accuracy in statement.
Thank you.
Thought transformation, also that of actual hand application to carving. It was that here shaped from that of mind and body and emotion.
I had heard that it was not the Atlanteans, but another civilization that goes by the name Auk, A-U-C, that constructed the skull. Is this true?
Negative. Have in your concept, hand in such, not total construction thereof.
Could you comment on what sort of hand they had and such?
There's amalgamation of thought and emotion, projection into that of the actual carving, as you understand such, of skull.
I have two questions for you. One is that I understand the axis of the world is about to be changed again. As a result, there will be great changes, obviously. And the second question is that you mentioned that inside the skull there's information leading to building a temple to protect certain individuals after the axis of the earth has been changed. Can you give me any idea when this is about to take place? 10 years? 5 years?
Approximate time frame 2014, beginning of such.
Do you mean the year 2014 AD?
Affirmative. Previous comment were statement, not query.
Could you please give some idea of which is the best way for an individual to receive healing from the crystal skull and then to be able to transmit this to others?
Only method is to open self. Man in that of conscious levels, closed self in that of protectiveness and security of self, fear that of damage to self, through that of emotion, physiological processes here. Is so inbred within that of social structure that one hold about the self a cloak that is invisible to eye, but is near impenetrable here. Therefore, indeed, open self to that of heart chakric center, allow such to flow into self. Understand, it is here infinite. It does not here have limit. Do it not here be limited through self. Therefore, one can here allow such to flow through same, to others, to self.
Could we have some information on the Great White Halls?
Reference to some, please clarify.
It is said that the skull was housed in the Great White Hall before.
Affirmative.
Now, in order to construct a temple, this reality, we would have to have some concepts of how it has to be built. Is that knowledge available?
No, indeed. Indeed, understood. Such built through that of here, first consolidation in mind. A man have to reach beyond that of limits of mind. If configuration in mind is held, emotion added to such, in that of equal balance, so indeed one do here as well assimilate with that of earth process, earth energy, so it is, it becomes. Hand building not required, built through mind projection, emotion projection.
Yes, it was commented on in the literature that the skull was actually much earlier in a continent referred to as Lemuria in the Pacific.
Affirmative.
And that it had originally been used by these people who were also attributed to be very philosophically and education-wise quite an advanced people. Could you comment on that?
Indeed. Skull here was in this area, this period, into that which you would term assimilation of that of thought form, of that which you understand, philosophy, belief, concept. Use such here for that of here transference of information to be put forward for use in the future. Reference for self, library, storing.
If Earth is third dimension, as you have mentioned, can you comment on the entities that did implant the information in the skull? Of what dimension were they?
Consolidation of all. Number here become irrelevant because it is all.
I've read that the crystal skull is actually carved of a female head. If this is true, could you tell us why?
Carved through that which you understand, female orientation, crystal, implantation, male, to bring balance.
You said we could access the information through telepathy, and we know we can access it through trance. What other ways was the skull meant to be used, and or how did you influence otherwise mankind?
Through the emotional system of self, individuals interplay third dimension through emotions, both that of reflective, reactive, indeed spontaneity based in emotional system. So indeed one interplay with that term skull, same here, through the emotional systems of self, allowing such here to be part of self through that of the emotional system, the base system of your existence, beyond intellect, therefore indeed becomes spontaneous in interactiveness, therefore indeed vibration energy level higher than analytical framework.
It's been discussed that the skull will help if asked. Is the skull active on its own?
Skull require that which you term love, acceptance, require that of here flow of energy from your form.
Greetings. There was a cave discovered in the United States, in one of the states called Arizona. In it was crystal, or computer discs, which we call them, of quartz crystal, full of information. Are there any more caves full of information like that one?
Affirmative.
Could you tell me where?
Negative.
Yes, I'm just wondering, will those that follow this golden ray and the silver ray, will they unite in this lifetime? The completion?
Probability factor 81.37%.
Yes, can you tell me how the crystals that we have on the stage, how they will be affected by being in proximity to the skull?
Vibrational change within that of crystal states now resonate totality with same. Therefore, indeed, hold same energy. Usage as such to that of discrimination of individual. They are, in effect, the skull.
Yes, if I ask you a question in a different language, will you be able to answer to me in that language?
Negative. Use this vehicle in imperative mind.
I understand that pyramids can enhance meditative states. Can you elaborate on that, please?
Pyramid, that which you term energy flow, conducive to that of emotional, mental system of mankind, your body system, your vibration, thought forms. Usage of such here place itself in that which you term Queen's, King's chamber, raised out of vibration of self, into from that of physical to that of emotional to that of spiritual concept of self. So indeed as one raised self in such, one raised vibration of mind, mental process, emotional process, becomes therefore an enhancement process to that of self. Is a balance between self, that which you term earth, that which you term beyond earth.
Greetings. I understand the skull was made to speak. How could this be accomplished?
Activated only to that which term keeper.
Could you comment on this?
Cannot be commented.
Why did you choose Anna Mitchell Hedges as the person to find you, and what qualities or what kind of people will be the ones who will find the yet undiscovered skulls?
Chose keeper because of intent, purity of such, love within this entity, non-selfish in your concept, entity share, entity give, therefore indeed usage here allowed. Other skulls, same format required for that of requirement of such. Elaborate, she did not find skull, skull found her.
Whose voice is speaking to us now?
Vibration of skull, voice, using that of vocal system, this vehicle. Is not voice, is vibration. Voice created through this vehicle.
The idiosyncratic style of speech is very different from the vehicle's style of speech, and it...
Is it cannot hear such?
I beg your pardon?
Is it we cannot hear such?
I see. Where does this particular style come from? I mean, the skull is from another culture. You're speaking in English in a very idiosyncratic way. Where does that way come from?
Methodology used for that of vibrational thought pattern from same to this body form, using that of impression of communication on brain cells through that of voice system. It's a very simple process. Skull vibrate, thought form emanate from such through brain function, this vehicle, vibrate word formation, then vibrate through that of vocal system.
Can you balance all the crystals in this room for unlimited receiving, unlimited being, and unlimited love?
Affirmative. Your thoughts, however, limit.
The Pangasinan province of the Philippines has been described as Lemuria. Would you please comment on that?
Have similar vibration, is not same.
Could you please comment on the Philippine psychic surgeons and why they have their particular abilities?
The vibration of such here, similar to that Lemuria here. Vibration here, as we give prior information, has none here separation. Vehicular understanding here, body form is not separate one from other, only separate in thought form. As you believe it be separate, it is. That which you term psychic surgeon believe it not separate. Therefore, indeed, there can be entry from one body to another. Vibration of that area itself allow for such.
One moment, I must interrupt to turn the tape.
And I love you all very much. And
love is indeed sent as well.
Thank you. I inquire about all the, there seems to be a lot of negative energy on this dimension or this earth. There seems to be a lot of hate and greed and power. And I wonder if there's anything that would ever happen someday that would make people realize and become more at one with each other.
Is in process.
Thank you.
Individuals in country format, starvation, other forms draw individuals together. Man learn best through your concept, negative. Have positive outcome, therefore is positive.
Could you please comment on our current belief in evolution, and secondly, why the skull was made in the shape that it is? I'm just thinking of all the different types of skulls that have been found in different shapes, like the Neanderthal skulls and things like that.
Evolutionary process of mankind is through soul, is not through body form. Evolutionary process of soul choose reincarnational principles to experience all that is, will be, can be, shall be, was. Therefore, indeed, body form is not here of high value, is only that which you term vehicle to which soul interact. One body form burn out, get another. Format of that referred skull is representation of man's head, holder of knowledge, holder of understanding, comprehension, emotional base.
Is the sun of this solar system about to give birth to a new planet?
In cooperation, consolidation with other stars, yes. Affirmative.
Could you comment on that, please?
Time period approximately 12,478 years to completion, intersecting that which you term energy fields, create that which you term planet, 12.7 light years beyond understanding Pluto present.
If our bodies are temporary and disposable, as you say, to what end are we made for?
Completion, progression of concept of soul, state of being, thought form. You are a thought form. You are an emotional form. Body holds such. Progressiveness through that of experience, third dimension, allows comprehension and understanding to be expanded, allows emotional development, allows mental processes to be developed, to expand. As such, one do here grow, concept growth, your reality, as such become more, become all that is.
Yes, I was wondering if there's any crystals within the human subtle bodies.
Affirmative.
Which bodies are they in?
Etheric bodies.
I forgot to give greetings. And I was wondering about inner peace. How do we get there, and what do we have to do to get there?
Total acceptance of self, what you term placement of self, emotional, mental, physical placement of self, understanding reality created by self, therefore of benefit to self, self-acceptance, self-understanding, self-love brings self to center.
There have been many entities that have been channeled by many trance mediums. Some predict the axis will be changed. Some predict that as mankind believes, that kind of world will be created. Can you
Affirmative.
clarify this?
As man believe, so it is. Therefore, indeed, information's given forthwith through same to raise that of consciousness, to change intent. That you term planet Earth, not separate from man, not separate from thought. Therefore, indeed, thought create, thought change.
I had heard there's a sun inside the center of the earth and the civilization of humankind like us. Can you comment on that, please?
Affirmative, civilization exists. Vibration different, dimension alternate to such. Occasionally, third dimension.
Has there been or ever will be a chosen people?
All people chosen.
Could you tell us the best treatment for AIDS?
Negative, not allowed this time. Would interrupt gain. Give that a common focus for progression of mankind.
Yes, I have two questions. One is, can a human being be implanted with a microchip? Number two, are there 144,000 White Brotherhood workers on this planet at this time?
Affirmative to both queries. Technology of today, however, do not allow first.
Yes, again in the literature it was mentioned that there are some negative skulls as such on this planet. They are referred to as having a more pointed jaw, and that we are to be very careful when coming in contact with them. Is this true?
Affirmative. Such implanted through that of here, usage, controls, manipulation, through such as here emanated from such, create same within that of proximity of sound. Caution is indeed here very much so given.
What has been the most recent avataric presence on Earth?
Clarify.
We know that the Christ always comes back ever so many years. When was the last time that he was here on Earth, and what was his name?
Need be differentiation between that which you term Christ consciousness, individual Jesus, different from Christ consciousness. Last incarnation, $1,814. Samuel Reiter, Popper.
Can you describe our Creator? Do you know our Creator? Do you know our God?
Affirmative. Description beyond comprehension of self. Close proximity, air that one breathe, soil that one walk upon, concrete one walk upon, chair one sit on, thought one do think, circulatory system of self, emotion one is, planets one view, stars one see, water one drink, all.
There's a lot of concern right now about climatic conditions on this planet. Is it just a phase, or is it something that's becoming more progressive?
Progressiveness to that of change. Axis is presently in that of processes of change. Therefore, climatic conditions alter.
Can you give us some dates or time frames that we should be concerned about? Like, is it something that's happening immediate, or we're looking at a long-term?
Long-term effect.
Okay.
disruptions, hurricanes, etc. occasionally.
In the books by Jane Roberts, The Entity Seth leaves an open question. He says that although our religions have taught us there's only one God, no matter what culture we're from, there is nothing that prevents other realities from having been created by other gods. Any comments on this?
Your thoughts create realities. Creation, if basis, therefore you are God.
Greetings. Could you tell if there will be a third world war for the human race, or will we manage to avoid it?
Probability factor at present, 21.2%. Fear at moment inhibit such progressive state.
I'd like to know, will the next President of the United States be a positive influence with relationships with Russia or otherwise?
Requiring a judgmental statement as to positive, negative, will be socially consciousness will be raised in negative manner.
You referred to as this planet as we live on, the chairs we sit on and the ground we live on. Would that name be Orana?
Is one of many. You limit again. Name is reference, name is not is.
There has been reference made to crystals in the body, and you said that in the etheric body there are crystals. Is there any guideline on how to use crystal eyes or to develop them?
Self-attunement to that which be phrased oft time, Christus within, love, center of self, projection through that which you term third eye, brow chakric system, stimulation, pituitary gland, allow same.
I have a question about something I'm a bit confused about. I was under the impression that the Earth plane was three-dimensional, but earlier you just mentioned that there was another civilization in the center and it was of a different dimension and different reality. How many dimensions are there on Earth?
Earth interplay with all dimensions. The physicalness of Earth, as you perceive such, is third dimension. Understand there's non-separation of dimensions.
Okay. Also, I was wondering what the significance of the hole in the ozone layer in the Earth's atmosphere is.
Significant of man's attempt to reach into that which you term space with negative intent. What is given is received.
I was just wondering, someone that we spend our lives with in this life, that we, let's say we die and they stay alive and then they eventually die. After we're reincarnated, is it possible we could reunite with this one person? Because, I mean, death itself isn't scary, but it's sad knowing that maybe you won't be with that person you wanted to be with for so long after death, that you don't want to separate from them. Could you be reunited? And if so, what are the chances of it happening?
Affirmative, one can reunite with same. Very often such do happen. However, understand, it is perceptual self that limit and give this perception. Grief is not for individual in that which you term crossing. Grief is for self, selfishness of self, desire to have individual in your existence.
We hear so much about the Bermuda Triangle. Can you explain a little bit more to us what exactly it is and why ships and boats and planes and so on and so forth apparently disappear?
Affirmative, pre-programmed crystal Atlantis deposited here in area. Such here intermittently emit frequency, used originally weather control, used originally destructive purposes, vibration disintegrate that which intersects and or alternate dimensions.
This reminds me of a book and movie called The Philadelphia Experiment, where apparently the U.S. Navy had made a ship disappear and people had problems when they came back. Did such an experiment actually happen?
Affirmative. Crossing magnetic fields create the same. Very simple.
Excuse me, could you tell me where UFOs come from, and also are there gateways on this earth that aliens go through to come to this planet?
Affirmative. Gateways are dimensions. One travels through dimensions. Your concept, distance, non-existent. Originating Alpha Centauri system, Bote system, Sirius system, many others. Black hole used very often.
Yes, what can we do to help our environment on this earth, and what will become of the pollution problem?
Do all that one possibly can to that of raising of consciousness, usage hereof that which is non-toxic to same. Refuse to use such. Demand cleansing of same. Demand that all things return to that of normal balance, state of being. Do without that which is not required.
Yes,
Meditations as well, raising of consciousness.
I became aware through a radio program that at one time in the past that society or the world was dominated by females in terms of power, and presently we would say it would be dominated by males. Ultimately, we would hope to have some type of harmony or balance, as is in the skull. Can you give us how many years it would be before we would achieve that?
Presently in process. Probability factor of completion show approximately 2021.
Okay, we're running short of time here.
Very much so. Body vehicle here under stress.
Okay, I would like to ask two things. One of them is, there were many people here, not everybody got to ask questions. I merely asked that you could facilitate any healing that could take place and any information transfer on a subconscious level to those that are present.
Affirmative, so done.
Could we have your closing comments, please?
Reference closing comment to all. All things begin with the center of self. All things begin in the concept of love of self. Must love self to love others. Proximity of here, what you term here, understanding of such. View same fountain, the more water, the more that run over. The more love, the more that run over. Begin with self, we will assist. Information completed.
Thank you for this session, and to you all, God's blessings. Please.
To all that be present, all blessings.
Okay. Please remove all negative influences from this vehicle now.
Affirmative.
Please bring that of balance and harmony to the endocrine, ectocrine systems.
Affirmative.
Lymph node, nervous, and respiratory systems now.
Affirmative.
Please begin any healing that may be done now.
Release this body form.
Thank you. Please allow the form to relax, the blood pressure to return to normal, and all other systems of the body that have been suppressed to return to normal naturally now. I'd like the body to awaken, feeling completely refreshed and relaxed now.